Okay, everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to edit with ShotCut. ShotCut works on all platforms as far as I know, including Linux, which is what I'm using it on. In this video, you should be able to go from being a beginner to good enough to edit videos and put them on YouTube. So let's get started. So let's just say, first of all, let's say you don't have this set up. Let's close a bunch of windows here. I'm going to close the timeline. Let's say it looks like this. Well, with ShotCut, the way you get your windows back if you accidentally close a window is up here. You can see I have the timeline here, so now the timeline's back. I have playlist right here, so now you got the playlist tab back, and filters is up here somewhere too, right here. So now you have the filters tab. So let's start with the playlist. I already have this audio here that I just put in here, so I'm just going to grab it and just drag it into the timeline right there. Let's play it. So now you can right click on a clip and you can click detach audio, which will make it two separate tracks. See, even though this is just an audio track, it's going to count it as video. So now if I just click this and I hit delete, it's going to get rid of the video track, and now we're just left with the audio track right here, which is what I want. Now, firstly, I don't like having this small timeline. I want some more real estate here. So you see you have these little dots here. If I click them and drag up, I can make the timeline bigger and the viewer window will get smaller, but that's okay. We don't mind that. So I got my audio. Now let's add some more clips. So you have your tabs here, filters, properties, export. You want to go to your playlist tab and then just go find some clips. I got a folder here with some clips here. So let's just click a bunch of them and let's just drag them in. You click them and you just drag them right in here, let them go. And here's all your clips. So now let's just double click a clip, and it's a great shot of the ocean. You know, it's going to stop playing immediately. If you want to stop playing, you hit the K key. K will stop. If you press J, it's a J key, it goes backwards. This will sometimes play a little bit choppy because it doesn't like to go backwards on my computer. But trust me, it is going backwards. And if you hit K, it stops again. If you hit L, it goes forward. And speaking of J, K, and L, if I hit J or K twice, the clip will play twice as fast. If I hit it 3 times, it will go 3 times faster. 4 times is 4 times faster. So that's how you fast forward, is just hit J, K, or L, J or L multiple times. It will either rewind in fast motion or go forward in fast motion. So let's just say I like this point right here. I'm going to hit I for in, hit L to play the clip a bit. And let's just say I'm about done with this clip here. So I'll hit O for out. And now I can just grab this and just drag it down here and put it right on the timeline right here. Let's just say you want multiple video or audio tracks. You can right click on the timeline and hit add audio track, or you can hit add a video track. And let's just say I don't want it anymore. I can right click and I can remove a track. And now I'm just down to one more video track. So that's how you add and remove tracks. So now let's just say we want to add another clip here, which we certainly do. I'll just double click on this clip. It's going to play automatically. I'll hit I for in. Let's wait till we stop bouncing around a bit there. So hit I, moving the camera around. Let's wait till I settle down. All right, I'm going to fast forward a bit there. So I hit L a couple times and fast forwarded. Hit I for in and just let it up. All right, you know what? I'm going to hit L a bunch of times and just fast forward through this. All right, here we go. Let's try here. I for in. There we go. This is pretty steady here. And we will hit O for out, and then we will just take this and just drag it down here. So now we have 2 clips in our timeline. You know, and let's just say we want to trim the clips a bit. Like, let's play this clip here. Let's see if we can find a good spot on the audio to trim this to. let's cut it right here at this little rise in the audio. So let's zoom in. You have these little zoom buttons here. Let's zoom in. You can look at the waveforms here. And at this little rise, let's use the right and the left arrow keys to thumb through the audio frame by frame. So you can move frame by frame with the left audio, with the left arrow key, or with the right arrow key. And you can actually scrub the audio when you do this, so you can hear it. You can hear the little beats. Let's see if we can hear a beat to cut this clip on. That sounds like a beat right there. And you can look at the audio monitor here. So let's thumb through this. You can see it's low here. Now when I thumb through it, it spikes right there. So that's a nice little beat that maybe we can cut this on. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that we can cut the clip here. So if I click this, highlight it, and click this here, or you can hit S. This is going to cut the clip into two. I can just click this and delete it. Or the other thing I can do, I'm going to hit Control Z to undo this. I can just grab the end of this clip, and it turns into this little arrow thing here, and I can just click it and drag it to the playhead too, and now it's cut at the playhead. So let's play it and see how that sounds. Alright, well it looked like it sounded like a cut on that little beat there. So let's take this one and let's drag it over here, meet it back together. Alright, let's see if we can cut this one on a decent spot too. Now that's kind of a loud little beat right there. So let's see if we can find that in the audio by thumbing through it. So I'm moving frame by frame. Let's move to the right frame by frame. See if we can see it spike anywhere. Alright, well let's try that. Take this and bring it over here, and we'll just drag it to the playhead. Yeah, so that cut right there on that clip. You know, let's just take one more shot here. I got this shot of the rocks here. A very nice shot, I gotta say. So I'm gonna hit I. So I hit I for in, hit O for out, and let's just take this and just drag it down here. And yeah, that's a very nice cut. So now we have these clips in the timeline here. And just let me show you, we're in the editing tab here. So there's multiple tabs. I should have mentioned this already. You got a color tab, audio tab. We're in the editing tab here. Now, if I want, something that's really neat about ShotCut is how easy it is to add fades. Let's say I want to add a fade between these two clips. Grab this clip and just drag it into the other one, and you have a fade right there. You can adjust the length of the fade. You can grab it and adjust it like any other clip and have a longer fade. Very nice, isn't it? Now, let's see what else we can do here. Now, we really don't need to hear the audio from these clips. So there's a couple ways we can get rid of the audio. So I can click on this clip. I can go to Filters, hit plus. I can type gain in here, and you have volume gain. Click this, and just bring this all the way down to negative whatever. Or if you want to hear it a little bit, you can bring it down to like negative 13 or so. You know, so now you can hear it a little bit. Let's make it negative 15. All right. So that's one way to do it. Now another way to do it, you can right click this and you can click detach audio, and you can click the audio and just hit delete. But before you do that, you're going to want to disable this video track. See, it says lock track. Click the lock track. Now this is disabled. Take the audio, just hit delete, and now you have no audio there at all. So that's the other way you can get rid of the audio. But let's undo that, because I actually do want to hear the audio a bit. So let's put the audio back with the clip. We just undid all that. You know, I want the audio to actually be exactly where it is with this clip here. So I could add a gain filter to this and turn it down to negative 15 like it is with this clip here. But an easier way to do that is to click on the clip that you just put the gain filter on, right here it says copy checked filters. Any filters you have here that are checked will be copied. So I'm going to copy it. I'll click this clip and I'm going to paste it into this clip. Then I'll click this clip and I'm going to paste it into that clip. So this same filter is now pasted into all these clips the same exact way. And you know, one other thing I want to show you, let's just take this and let's cut it right here. So let's just cut this into 2 clips. So if I put the timeline here and I take this, it's gonna want to snap to, you know, whatever's butting up against. But if I click this is the snap feature. If I shut that off, it's not gonna want to snap to anything. It's just gonna go right through it. See, so usually you leave this on, so that way it will snap, because you kind of want it to do that. You want it to go right up against where you just had it, so it just makes it easier to do it. And I'm just going to click this and hit delete and get rid of that section. Okay, I did want to add one more thing to this. I forgot to mention titles. So I have this clip here. Let's get rid of the audio on this because we don't need to hear it. Go to filters. You know, we're just going to do gain. And we're just going to bring it to 0. So there's no audio. So now for titles, we're going to click the little plus and we're going to say text, just like this. You have various type of text you can do. We're going to say text simple. It puts it down here, but you can go to these little parameters here and you can say put it in the middle, let's say. You can, if you don't want to right up against the edges, maybe you can take the size and you can lower this a bit. You know, instead of having to take up the full frame, you can bring it down to this and then grab here. You can actually drag it around. So I'll put it about at the middle there. And, you know, to change the text, I'm going to take this time to mention that I have some Amazon affiliate links in the video I can't spell a word, the dang. Description. Lord help me. Description. And a link to my Zazzle store where I sell wall art and t-shirts, mostly of the ocean. It's mostly scenes that you see here. So obviously this is kind of small. So let's go here. Let's hit enter to put it on another line. Hit enter again. You know, this is a lot of text. Obviously, you're not going to really type this much typically. And you're going to spell things correctly too. But yeah, if you want to take a moment to check the video description, I have some Amazon affiliate links. One of the products is a macro lens from Rockin' On that I like to use, that I've made some brilliant shots with. A very affordable lens, great lens. You want to check that out. In my Zazzle store, you can get t-shirts and wall art of really nice oceanic scenes and various other things too. So check that out if you do have time. And you can see, obviously, you can change some parameters with the text. You can change the color. This is blue now. You have an outline. You can, you know, make the outline thicker. And so this is how you add text. And, you know, you can change the text. Please forgive my spelling. Please like the video and share it if you like this so far. That would help me out quite a bit. So, all right. So let's get back to the editing tab. You know, so that's a lot of what you need to do with the editing tab, which is what we have here. Now let's move on to the FX tab. This is the effects tab. So let's, you know, do some crazy effects with this clip here. I'm going to put my cursor over the clip. I'm going to, you know, click the clip to highlight it. I'm going to go over here, click the plus. Let's go to video. Let's find some video effects. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go to favorites. There's one I'm looking for here. Size, position, and rotate. I just like this effect. It's fun to play with. So this effect is keyframeable. Now you can see that it's keyframeable because on the effect you have this little hourglass right here. See this little hourglass? Now let's see if we can find an effect that is not keyframeable, just to show you the difference. I don't remember which ones. Let's just try Choppy. Choppy has it. So let's click the little minus and get rid of Choppy. Let's see if we can find one that is not keyframeable. I don't know, let's just try contrast. Well, they're all, this is keyframeable as well. But if the effect is not keyframeable, then this little hourglass won't be here, okay? So if you click this hourglass till it's highlighted, now this little keyframing window opens up. And if I move the playhead anywhere, if I move it here, say, and if I adjust this effect at all, it's going to automatically put keyframes here where I just put the playhead. So let's put the playhead back here and hit play. And you can see the clip has moved to this new position. And if I go over here, let's arrow back. And let's now zoom this out again. And let's just rotate it some other way. It's going to add the keyframes here as well. So let's play it and you can see what happens. See that? So now you can move the keyframes. I can move it over here if I want and snap it to the timeline so it will react in a different spot. I can move maybe this one over here. You can change how it transitions into the keyframes. So if you right click this and from previous, if you click hold, then it's going to jump to this new position, which I don't recommend doing. See that? It just kind of jumped. So I want to go back and click smooth. So that way it's a smooth transition. For the most part, you're just going to want to leave it on smooth. So that way it's not herky-jerky. So that's how you keyframe the effects. And really any effect that you add that has, like I said, that little hourglass thing is going to be keyframeable. So if I do like glow, I don't know. Yeah, so glow has it as well. You have this blur. So I can put this here, then I can, make it glow some more. I can put it over here, make it glow less. And that's going to keyframe the glow. So, you get the picture there. So now let's try some color correcting. I'm going to go to the color tab here. And let's go back to one of the other clips. Let's move this back in the timeline. So let's go back to the edit clip. And let's color correct this clip here. So I'm going to click it to highlight it, go to the color tab. And you can see you have all these scopes here. These are very nice to work with. You can go to, say, your RGB parade. You got your Luma here. So let's go to the plus button here and let's add a color filter. So let's search color grading right here. So something I like to do is I like to add some reds to the highlights and some blues to the shadows. So you got your shadows, midtones, reds, highlights rather. So let's take the little wheel and let's just add some color to it. So I just added some reds here. Let's bring this towards blue right here maybe. Add a bit more red to this. And you can see in the Luma channel, that just brought the brightness way down. So you want the highlights to be at about 100 and the blacks to be at about 0 and the midtones about 70 usually. So let's bring the bright parts back up. Go to the highlights and just click this slider. And watch this. We're going to bring this up so it touches 100. Try to get it about to 100. But you don't want to go too far like this because it's just going to smush everything. So bring it so it just touches 100 right there. And now go to the blacks, and you want the blacks to just touch 0. So let's just see if we bring this lower, it's going to smush them. You don't want to smush them. So let's just see. Should we bring it up? So I'm bringing it up still, and let's bring it down to about here. So let's bring that down to about there. And the midtones are about right here, which is actually about right. Let's see if we can add a little bit more red. to this. Give it a bit of an orange sky. And let's bring these up. But let's not crush it either. You know, if you want to see what it looked like before, you just click the little check mark here. This is before and this is after. So you can see we really brightened this clip, you know, quite a bit. And you can click plus. There's a bunch of other stuff you can do. Like you could mess with the saturation on it. You know, you bring the saturation up, more colorful. You'll notice it has the little hourglass thing here. So the saturation is keyframeable. So if I click that, it's going to add a keyframe down here. This is a keyframe editor now. So if I put the playhead here and I mess with the saturation, there's another keyframe here. Now, I don't really recommend messing with the saturation like that. It just kind of looks foolish. So let's just take this saturation filter and let's just click the minus key and let's just get rid of it altogether. So, you know, we just did some color correcting here. Let's go back to the editing tab. So now, you know, you have these clips here together. You got this one with the wacky effects on it. You got this one that's color graded. You know, this one's just, we left it alone. And you got an audio tab here as well. You know, there's not much to do with the audio in this, but if you had issues with the audio, let's say it was hitting 0, you'd want to put the gain filter on and bring it down. So that way it's not hitting 0 is what you would want to do. Now, I do want to add one more thing with the audio. I keep adding more stuff after the fact. But you can keyframe the audio too. So if I click this clip, and I'm back in the editing tab right now, FYI. Click this clip, I go to filters, I hit the little plus, there we go. Hit gain, so put some gain in there. And look at that, it's keyframeable. So I can click keyframe, you know, go along. I can lower it right here, and see that it just lowered. Play it some more. I can bring it back up. You know, as usual, I can move these keyframes around. You know, I can, you know, add one here, and I can right-click the keyframe, and you know, you can remove it. You know, so the audio is keyframeable, just like the video is, and I'm going to get rid of these keyframes. So let's step back to this keyframe, hit the little trash can, get rid of it. Step to this one, get rid of that. So I just got rid of the keyframes here. Now, there's one filter I want to show you. So let's get rid of this. Let's kind of uncheck it, or you can just click on it and hit minus, get rid of it. And I didn't want to get rid of the whole clip there, so we'll just leave it unchecked. Well, anyway, there's one filter that I really like for audio, and that's the limiter filter. This is like my magic filter that I always use. Let's say there's some loud parts and some quiet parts in the clip. Now, don't forget, you don't want this to hit above 0 because then it's overmodulated. Ideally, this is going to bounce between -5 and 0, between those. That's ideal. So you could sit there and keyframe the audio and bring the loud parts down and the quiet parts up. That would take you all day. Or you just add this limiter filter, and you can limit this at, let's say, -1, so it's below 0. And I can bring the gain on the quiet parts up, so that way I make it louder on the quiet parts, and I keep the loud parts below -1, so it doesn't overmodulate. So let's play it. See, this bouncing around is where it's clipping the audio. See, right now it's at -1. It would be above -1, but it's clipping that off. So let's play it. You know, if I bring the gain up all the way, it's just going to stay right at -1. But you see, it won't let it go above 0. It will not go above -1 because I have this set there. So I'm going to see if I can get it perfect. Ideally, it bounces between. It's not going to stay right at the top. You know, that's actually pretty good right there. So I just wanted to mention that. And of course, you can take this and you can copy it and you can apply it to all your other clips like I showed you before. Yeah, definitely use this limiter filter for the audio to get it all normalized and at the same level. So So about all you need to know there before you're going to export it. Let's just cut the audio here. This is going a bit long, so let's just cut it. Get rid of this, delete it. Let's just bring this here and drag it to, let's bring this over here. Okay, bring it to the end there. Okay. Now, ShotCut, let's fade the videos in and out. So sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. If you put the cursor at the edge of the clip, you get this little circle. If I grab and drag it, see, this is fading out right now. It's going to be hard to show on this one. But yeah, you see it faded out. Sometimes it doesn't work though, actually. So you'll want to click the clip and go to filters, hit plus, and you can actually hit fade in video, fade out video. So you can just hit fade out video, and that would put it into. So that's the other way you can do it. You can go over here, click on that clip, bring the cursor to the left here, see the little circle. You can fade this one in, just like that. You can do the same thing with the audio. You can fade the audio in. You can do it with the filters too, like I showed you before. This will fade it out. See that? Just faded out. Then, that's about all you need to know to get started there, and then you just got to export it. Well, you got your export right here. You can also just click this, and now you're at export. I usually just select YouTube, and then you click the advanced settings. Format MP4, I just leave it there. The resolution is 1920 by 1080. Sometimes ShotCut gets it wrong, in which case you're going to want to go to settings and hit video mode, and you can select the frame rate and the size of the clip yourself by going into the settings. But yep, that's what it is right now, and I usually just go and click these, and I click best on all of these, and go to codec. Now, this says quality 55%. I recommend bringing it around 80 to maybe 95%, because if you put it at 100%, it's going to create a gigantic file, and you really don't need it to be that big. So even 90% is just fine. And then audio, I usually leave it alone, 384 bytes there. That's good. You can select other parameters if you want, but I usually just leave it right there, and it's just fine. And then you just click export file, and you can export it, give it a name, export to whatever folder you want, and that's about it. That's about all you need to know for ShotCut to get started. This is 2024, so the latest version. And I must say, I have some links in my video description for some affiliate products from Amazon. I have a really great lens, a really great macro lens you might want to check out. I got some other stuff down there as well. I got my Zazzle store where I sell really cool t-shirts and wall art of the ocean, really great looking scenery. You might want to check that out. So please click the video description and check out those links. Also, if you found this helpful, please like the video and share the video and subscribe to my channel. It would help me out quite a bit, and I would appreciate it. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.